Guess who spent millions on the most common branding mistake? Coca-Cola just spent millions of dollars to change their packaging back to the way it was in the very beginning, under one brand. If you're at the very beginning of building your brand, you can save yourself from making the same expensive mistake. The lasting value of building your first brand. Hey everyone, this is Canon with Inspiration to Millions. Even if you're just beginning to build your brand like a hometown, what that tells me is that you are an innovator. You've created something special, a product or service that will offer a solution to a common problem. You've created an invention for your ideal individuals to step into a greater future, and your creation is going to make people's lives better. As an innovator, and chances are you aren't going to stop innovating after you've launched your brand, you may have already a bunch of ideas about what your next amazing product is going to be. Today, we're going to talk about how your brand can be built today to be the home for your future innovations. Your ideal individuals may vary from product to product a little bit, but your brand can be built like a hometown for everyone. Your brand isn't defined by the products or services you offer. That's the simple truth. Your brand is defined by the experience your company provides and the emotions that experience inspires within your ideal individuals. I'm going to provide you with a starter kit for making your first brand a home base for multiple products. By following the simple instructions, you will be able to structure your first brand as a branding home. They'll be primed to welcome all of your future innovations under the same roof. Chairman of Coca-Cola, Muhtar Kent, famously said, "A brand is a promise. A good brand is a promise kept." Coca-Cola recently spent millions of dollars adapting one brand strategy to the many varietals of Coke. Diet Coke in a silver can will soon be phased out. The same goes for black cans of Coke Zero and the green cans of Coke Life. Soon all these different types of Coke will be presented in classic red with a small label on top to distinguish the difference. Well, why would Coca-Cola do this? First of all, it's what they wish they would have done from the very start, clearly. By giving each of their varietals a separate identity, only the classic red can of Coke was identified with the consumer as the real thing. And all the other kinds never had nearly as much clout. Today, Coca-Cola is sending the message to consumers that every varietal of Coca-Cola is the real thing. Imagine how much the soda aisle in the supermarkets are going to be splashed with vibrant red now that every type of Coke product is going to have that same packaging. There'll be no question as to which soda company is dominating the market. Coca-Cola is a branding home for many different types of sodas, and once they were established, they chose to create hybrid brands such as Sprite, Dasani, and Fanta. These hybrids are doing great. When the Coke varietals didn't do as well under their own identity, Coca-Cola fell back on their tried and true classic red branding home to bolster the reputation of the other types of Coke. And although the switch may have been expensive, the strategy is already working like a charm. You can always decide to create your hybrid brand later, once your branding home has a firm foundation. What's most important in the beginning, right now, for you, is solidifying your branding home first and foremost. Having a strong, clearly defined home base as your first brand, you can unite and diversify a lot of ideal individuals by inspiring the same consistent brand emotion across all of the innovations that you have in that brilliant brain of yours. A great example of this is Richard Branson's branding home, Virgin. Richard Branson says, "Your brand is only as good as your reputation, and the brands that will thrive in the coming years will be the ones that have a purpose beyond profit." Virgin Records, Virgin Mobile, Virgin Airlines, and coming to a city near you, Virgin Hotels. There's so many more. Richard Branson is an innovator for sure, with such a broad range of interests that only one thing consistent between his many different products and services is the rock and roll experience and the emotion of being hip, edgy, cool. If you were to do a bit of research on Mr. Branson himself, you would find that his lifestyle and the way he conducts himself follows in perfect suit with his brand. The branding home of Virgin is rock solid, no matter in what new industry Branson is endeavoring. Let's look at another hugely successful branding home, Google. Google isn't just the word most famous and most popular search engine anymore. Now we have Gmail, Chrome, Google Maps, Google Drive, Google Docs, Google Phones, we have Google Tablets. I'm sure I'm missing something. What about Google Reviews? That would be cool. Another American journalist, Chris Anderson, says, "Your brand isn't what you say it is, it's what Google says it is." A I find that to be very true. Today's research shows that 46% of all Google searches are to find out about a product or service. Google rose to the top because of understanding user experience. No other search engine is more comprehensive. We are Googling something, we get more of what we want and less of what we don't. In fact, a popular SEO proverb says the best place to hide a dead body is page 2 of Google search results. Because users always find what they're looking for right on page 1. Thanks to Google, every brand in existence needs to concern itself with its internet reputation. And this has raised the bar for everyone. In regards to brand reputation, CEO of Google, Eric Schmidt, had this to say: if you have something you don't want anyone to know, maybe you shouldn't be doing it in the first place. I mean, I think that's good advice for anybody, right? Boom, don't mess with Google. With a stellar reputation for delivering information to us with minimal guesswork, we've grown to trust and rely on Google. As a trusted branding home for so many of us, Google is free to branch out into any industry it chooses, and we most likely will follow them. What these mega mansion branding homes have to teach us about building a new brand that will house multiple innovations is this: be authentic and don't complicate things. Establish a great reputation for providing an excellent user experience for every customer, every time. And live as a physical embodiment of the experience your brand promises to provide. Having clear and rigorous boundaries around what your brand stands for and what your brand will never stand for may feel restrictive at times. Remember, if your brand starts to feel a bit repetitive to you, that's a good indicator that you are doing something very right. Consistency can require great effort, but within this structure is born a tremendous amount of freedom for you to innovate and expand your products and services in any direction you choose. Isn't that cool? When landing your first product or launching your first service, focus on developing one branding hometown first and foremost, that home base for all your future innovations. You can always experiment with hybrids and sub-brands later. Having one strong, clearly defined hometown, home base brand as your first brand can unite a diversified community of ideal individuals by inspiring a consistent emotion. As promised, here's your starter kit for making your first brand a home base for multiple products. First of all, name your products and services to do this. I just want you to make a list of the different products and services that your brand will offer. Have fun with this, you innovators. Include the ones you dream of becoming possible as well as the ones that are already possible. There's no idea too out there. Include everything you're interested in innovating, and leave some space around each item as you're adding information to them. Second, name your ideal individuals. When going through this exercise with clients, I like to think of ideal individuals fitting into 4 basic quadrants: man, woman, young, old. Of course, if you seek to know your ideal individuals best, and as you should, you'll need to look deeper. But just for the sake of this exercise, let's focus on the 4 quadrants. It's a simple and effective checkpoint for building your first brand as a home base for many people as possible. And as an aside, when you pitch a movie in Hollywood, that's the first question they ask you: how many quadrants does it appeal to? So when you can hit all 4, that gets that massive appeal. So go through your list of products and services and mark down how many of the 4 quadrants each of them will reach. Now, name the greater future. What problems does your innovation promise to resolve? What obstacles are removed? What will now be possible in the lives of your ideal individuals because of your innovation? How will their reality be forever altered thanks to your brand? Go through your list again and brainstorm all the ways that your innovations will make your ideal individuals' lives better. And finally, and most important, this is the uniting step: name the emotion. As different as we can all be, the decision to buy is always emotional. Unite and diversify your brand community by identifying the one main emotion that will bond a future of multiple products and a variety of services under one branding home. Go back through your list and jot down the main inspiring emotion from each of your innovations. Find the most prominent in all of them. We're looking for that golden thread. Grab a pen and paper, innovators. Start by making your dream list of products and services that your brand will offer. Don't you dare limit yourself to just what you've already developed. Let your imagination run wild. And note what emotions stir within you. This is a dream list, so dream big. Use this list to guide you through the next 3 steps of making your first brand a home base for multiple products. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're excited to start making your dream list. Never limit yourself. You're an innovator, and your ideas are going to make people's lives better. You have a purpose that goes far beyond profit, so live into that purpose with love. In fact, if I can add just one more bonus step to this assignment, love what you do. Love how you do it. When you name your brand's emotion, you live into that emotion authentically and become a living embodiment of every wonderful thing your branding home has to offer. This is how your first brand can come out of nowhere and become an inspiration to millions. Thanks for watching. Don't miss out on a single thing. Subscribe below. And here's something else I think you'll love.